Good morning and welcome to the Fairy Coach Tarot channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Raquel, and today is Sunday. I hope you had a good weekend so far. As you can see, the lighting is different. It's still morning when I record these videos. However, it is very rainy outside for me. So I have extra lighting so the video comes out right. Remember to bear with me and be patient because I'm a little low tech. So I try to accommodate as it's necessary. All right. So today is Sunday, and we have an interactive tarot that looks at the energy forecast for the week. So, on this video, we ask guidance and advice from Spirit, signs, and those messages that help us navigate the energies for the week ahead. And we also keep in mind the phase of the moon. So this particular video goes from tomorrow, Monday, June 29th, to Sunday, July 5th. And tomorrow, we also have a full moon. So that means that we are under the full moon energy today, and we will be under the full moon energy for at least 48 hours after the full moon. So the full moon is tomorrow, Monday. So count until Wednesday or even Thursday to be under that full moon energy. And then is that decrease of energy as the moon wanes. All right, so let's get started. All right, we have our pink fairy, the blue fairy, and the yellow fairy for you today. We have three very beautiful decks. Here, let me show you the backs a little bit if that helps you when you choose them. There we go. All right, and now let's begin by grounding, centering, and connecting with the breath. So follow along if it feels comfortable to you. Remember that it's best that you are undisturbed when you watch this video so you can connect energetically, even though we're not in the same place. So I start by planting my feet flat on the floor, rolling those shoulders back a couple of times. Then you can move gently the neck from side to side and from front to back. This is helping us release excess tension and feel more grounded in the moment, right? I usually put both hands on my heart chakra to infuse this video with love, right? Because love heals us. And when we heal ourselves and we help each other heal, we're also healing the world and changing the vibration and the frequency of the planet. All right, now let's take a deep inhale through the nose. Hold for a second or two and gently exhale. All right. Now roll the shoulders back one more time and see which deck or fairy calls you, right? What does your intuition tell you is the right deck for you? Ready? All right, let's begin with the pink fairy for those of you who picked this one. All right. I have prepared the space beforehand, right? The sacred space and the cards, but we'll move them a little bit at the beginning of the video and give it a little knock. And also we set the intention. Tell the cards what it is that we want. Please give us guidance, advice, and insight into our week. We want the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week towards the weekend, keeping in mind the energy of the moon that tomorrow will be that full moon. and we ask in love, in light, for our highest good. And so it is. All right. Oh, beginning of the week. The cards answered fast today. And middle of the week. And now, end of the week. Straightforward. Let's see who answers for the beginning of the week. And this is the spirit of the Queen of Wands. All right. So we're moving into the fire energy, Wands, Queen, divine feminine energy as well. Right? So what is this telling us towards the beginning of this week? So we would say Monday and Tuesday, right? And it's saying that the energies are calling for you to not only handle the day and anything that comes your way in a very intentional manner, because it is once, right? But also gently. All right. This queen is fiery, right? She's passionate, but she has the quality of a queen. So it's that divine feminine energy. So as you approach your day, as you handle anything that comes, conversations, uh, even if there are any arguments or if you have to take any decisions, remember to it's a combination of being passionate and decisive, right? Intentional, with being gentle, right? So try to approach everything with intentionality, but at the same time, being gentle. And that's gentle in your approach. Remember, you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. So, being gentle on your approach, but at the same time, having that passion or that intentionality, right? One thing I would suggest is to if you are in a conversation or if you are about to make a decision, pause for a second and ask yourself, what do I want out of this? What is my goal? What is the thing that I would like out of this, right? So if your goal is collaboration in a project for work, if your goal is to have good understanding with your partner, to grow your relationship, or if your goal is to have peace, right? Whatever it is, remember your goal, remember what it is that you want out of this interaction, right? And then you will know how to be intentional with your steps, because remember, it is the Queen of Wands. So she has the wand, so she's intentional because she knows that that one is a magic one. It makes things happen. So pause for a second and ask yourself, what is my goal out of this? What it is that I want out of this conversation? Not your overall goal, but in general, out of this conversation, what it is that I want to achieve out of having a conversation, making this decision, and then pause. Remember that the energy is the energy of the Queen of Wands, so you have that magic wand. That's why you need to be intentional. At the same time, it is a queen, so you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. Be gentle on your approach. Be have a sweet disposition about it. That's what the cards would tell you. At the same time, as I said, intentional. So, one question to ask yourself before when you're in an interaction, in an argument, or about to make a decision, pause for a moment and say, what do I want to achieve out of this? And then you'll remember that you have the magic wand and you need to be intentional. Now let's move towards the middle of the week. Before this, I do want to say that here, remember, you're still really under that full moon energy. That's why having this Queen of Wands as the one giving you advice is so important, and it is important to be intentional. Remember that the full moon is is an amplifier of energy. All right. So whatever you say, whatever you do, the energy is going to be amplified. Now let's move to the middle of the week. And here we already go to Wednesday and Thursday, and we have the 10 of Wands. All right. So the 10 of Wands, we're still under that fire energy. It is more of an energy that is ending, right? So it is more of an accomplishment, right? So this card is telling you, all right, the middle of the week is time to see what is it that you want to accomplish or that you want to just pass page on, right? Just be done with. It is very important because, again, right now we go from the full moon. Remember, around Wednesday, Thursday, the energy already starts decreasing more and more and more. It starts waning, right? So this 10 of 1 is giving you the perfect advice. It's saying, all right, what it is that we're releasing, that we're done with, right? That we say, I accomplished this, whatever it is time to start um, letting go. Letting go in a way that allows for that new energy that will come later on next week with yes, in 2 weeks actually, with the new moon coming, but as it's waning. But Wednesday and Thursday, see it as the perfect time to begin letting go, to begin asking yourself, what am I done with? Right? What is something that even though I have wanted, I have worked hard for it, right now I put my energy on, I am done with? Whatever it is, if it's a project that needs to be finished, if it's a conversation that you had and you're just done with this, whatever it is, this is the time. Ask yourself, what am I done with? What am I ready to welcome new energy in? And I just want to pass the page. And what I would recommend also is to do a release exercise, right? I do not recommend doing letting go or releasing exercises right on the full moon. Remember, the full moon is an amplifier of energy. So that when you want to release and let go is right after, right? Right after when the moon is waning, because that's the energy letting go, letting go, letting go all those days, but not during the full moon. The full moon is an amplifier. So the full moon asks you to be grounded, be vibrating in that type of frequency of the things that you want to accomplish, to still be very settled on that. And it's after the full moon that we start releasing and letting go. So Wednesday and Thursday, think about these 10 of Wands that is telling you it's time to release, it's time to let go, right? And welcome new energy. And what about for the weekend? And the weekend we have the Seven of Cups. Right here, the Seven of Cups is the water element, right? And sometimes it's the card of wishes or the card of illusions. So the Seven of Cups, the only thing is asking for you to really see everything that's in front of you, right? Your choices, the different either the choices that you have towards something to do, right? So let's say the choices that you have for your weekend, the choices that you have towards the goals that you want in your life. So really to look at every path possible, right? And then to use your intuition because it's water, but also a little bit of discernment here to say to let go of those things that do not belong or that are not right towards where you're going. So the Seven of Cups is asking you, what is in front of you right now, right? What is in front of you that that gives you different emotions, right? And because remember we are on still on that energy of letting go, the Seven of Cups asking you what is in front of you, what needs to be pursued, and what needs to be put aside or let go of, right? So take this weekend as a way of observing and also using that intuition because it's cups, that sensing sensation of what is it that you want to keep in your life, what doesn't belong. And if you are in between different choices, right? So if you have to make decisions this weekend, important decisions, this illusion card also tells you there are some things in front of you, there are some choices that are an illusion, that it's not real, that it's not what's going to be helpful to you. So be able to make appropriate choices, right? So this weekend, a time for observance, a time for choosing, right? And for also understanding that some things may seem shiny, but it's an illusion. So they are not the right path for you, all right? So, quick recap, we begin with the Queen of Wands that tells you be very intentional and also very sweet, very nurturing. You catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. As I said, the Ten of Wands, it's time to begin releasing, to begin closing a chapter, to begin welcoming another energy, right? And the Seven of Cups, it's time to observe everything that we have in front of us this weekend, and remember that not everything that shines is real. So use intuition here, right? I said discernment, yes, but more intuition because it's cups. So you want an intuition, a sensing, and a feeling of what seems real and what's not, and make choices based on that. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this message. If you want us to look at your particular situation, remember I offer online sessions that can be done from anywhere in the world, video, phone, or even chat, as well as pre recorded readings. And from here, take what resonates, let go of the rest, do not force anything. All right, now let's look at the blue fairy for those of you who picked this one. All right, let's go with the advice from this deck for you for your week. What is the guidance the Spirit wants us to know? All right, let's set the intention. Please give us guidance, advice, and insight into our week. The beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week. And we ask in love, in light, for our highest good. And so it is. All right. Beginning of the week, middle of the week, and end of the week. Also very straightforward, 3 cards. Let's see. What do we begin with? Oh, wow, the Queen of Wands again. Yes, yes, yes. So we got the Queen of Wands in the last pile. Now again, we get the Queen of Wands. And it is the same message here. This is, remember, tomorrow will be on the full moon. So the full moon, amplifier of energy, as I was telling you. So the one is the fire in your belly. It means your intention, right? To put passion and intention towards things, the things that you say, the things that you do, and even the things that you thought, that you think, sorry, because that helps you create, that helps you manifest. But by being intentional, we are also very careful with that energy of the full moon, that amplifier. Because if we are not careful and intentional, what could happen is that we attract or we create or manifest things that are not right for us. All right. So that is why it's so important right now that that you be intentional, very intentional. Now, this queen, as I mentioned before, well, the energy is of the queen, is of the divine feminine. So being gentle, sweet, and nurturing towards anything, conversations that you're having, um, interactions, right? It's all about having that nurturing, sweet approach, but pausing, right? Pausing before. The reason why I say pause is because some interactions, and I'm sure you've been through this, some interactions and some people, either in our life or that we work with, um, trigger not the best response from us. So before we react and we are under that full moon energy, this queen or the energy of a queen says, be more gentle, be more nurturing. And this queen says, and be more intentional. So that's why I recommend pausing, really pausing before making any decision, signing any paper, getting tangled in a conversation or in an argument because you are under the full moon and you have that magic wand of the queen. So that's why she's asking gentleness and intentionality. Now, let's look what you got for the middle of the week. And you got the Nine of Cups. All right. So we move from wands, the fire element, to cups, right? That it is the water element. Now, the Nine of Cups is a lovely card. It's very emotional, but it's a card kind of a success, right? Emotionally. So in this sense, for the middle of the week, this card is all not only about counting your blessings, right? That yes, count your blessings, but also to make sure that you spend a time or energy on the people that you love or on the people that you care about. And if you happen to be far away from the people that you care for about, just reach out. So this card is all about emotional success, right? So it's about relationships, being with others, right? And also, not only this, but anything that's important right now to be successful at, to infuse it with love, right? Remember what I said at the beginning of the video, love heals. Love is the most healing energy. And not only this, it is an energy that when something is successful because it's infused with love, it's lasting and it has a ripple effect. So the middle of this week, reach out to people that are important to you or make plans to see them. Again, if you're not close to these people, if you're traveling, if you're far away from them, and besides trying to reach out in meditation or when you are by yourself, send loving thoughts to them, send prayers, talk to them in your thoughts, right? All that's traveling energy that can get to the people you want. And if you have any project, anything at work that is important that you want to be successful at, put your loving care into it. Do things lovingly. That also infuses energy towards that. But very beautiful card for the middle of the week with these energies of emotional success, right? Also, what I'm getting is another thing that if you are in a disagreement or an argument with this one, this may be a good time energetically to soften that situation, right? To reach out to them. Good energy for that. Now, let's look at the weekend. Who answers our call? And it is the Five of Pentacles. So now we move into the earth element. Now, the Five of Pentacles, it's a card that sometimes scares a lot of people in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith imagery. You see a woman and kids or struggling, kind of like in a bad financial position, right? But this card right now is giving advice for you on the weekend. So remember, tarot cards are neither bad or good, they have their lights and their shadows. So, what is the Five of Pentacles telling you about your weekend? And is letting you know how much your energy will also affect what's happening, right? So the Five of Pentacles says there may be some moving energy that is making us feel a little bit down, a little bit low, right? So there may be some intrusive thoughts, making us think that either we are not enough or we do not have enough or whatever it is. So this Five of Pentacles is asking of you to please not stay on that mindset, because with these type of energy forecasts, right, the more we swim into those thoughts of lack, of not being good enough, not having enough, good things not happening, what can happen when we are under this energy and more with this waning of energy is that we can get into a big low and be very hard on ourselves. So this we can ask you to check on your mindset, right? And see if there are any moments when you're feeling down, when you're feeling you're not good enough, when you're doubting yourself, when you're doubting your abilities, um, uh, advancement in life, whatever it is, keep those thoughts in check and do anything that helps you distract yourself or get out of that. All right? Because look, it's kind of like a rainy day energetically. This is what the forecast with the card says. So, this card tells you do not stay feeling low. So, if at any moment during the weekend, let's say from Friday to Sunday, you begin having an intrusive thoughts or somebody says something and you start doubting yourself or feeling low, remember, things past is just energy forecast. It's like raining energy. It rains one moment like it just did here and now it stopped. The same thing. So mind those thoughts and that mindset on the weekend. All right, quick recap. Queen of Wands, like before, a lot of intentionality. You are under that full moon energy right there, right? So, a lot of intentionality. Also, be sweet and gentle in your approach and pause before making any decision, signing anything, or responding because you want to be intentional. The middle of the week is telling you there is loving success energies around you. That means reaching out to somebody who you care for, sending prayers, sending thoughts, sending love to those people that you care for if you're not around them. And also, it is a good time to make amends with someone with whom you've had a disagreement. Now, the weekend presents energetically a little bit of rainy day. That means that there could be moments during the weekend where you start doubting yourself or somebody says something that affects you. And this card is telling you, you know what, please check your thoughts from time to time and do not stay on that mindset, that lack mindset with anything, with money, with self-doubt about your abilities, it's anything, right? You want to get out of there. Don't stay there, because if not, it would ruin your weekend and it can create kind of like a dense energy in which to start your week. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this video. Remember, this is a general reading for the collective. Take what resonates. And if you want us to look at your particular situation, I do offer online sessions that can be done from anywhere in the world where we look at the energy forecast for your situation and see what guidance Spirit gives us. All right. So just reach out if you have any questions or go to my website to read more on my sessions or just book or buy your session on my Gumroad storefront, right? We have live session as well as pre-recorded readings. All right, now let's go see what this deck and the yellow fairy has for us. All right, perfect. Let's move the cards a bit and give them a little knock to wake them up a bit. And we set the intention. Please give us guidance, advice, and insight into our week. We're looking at the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week. And we ask in love, in light, for our highest good. And so it is. All right, the beginning of the week. All right. Oh, interesting. So 3 cards. Remember that in this channel, I honor any cards that want to come out. So we'll put the beginning of the week here. Let's put it up here. All right. And now the middle of the week. Oops. And again, more than one. So 2 cards for the middle of the week. And now the end of the week. 1 card. Interesting. Interesting. All right. Let's see. We'll begin with the beginning of the week and see the cards that we got. So we got, all right, Major Arcana, Major Advice. We got the Empress. All right, we got the Empress right there. And then we have, wow, the World card. Major Arcana, Major Advice. Look at the cards you're getting. And here, the Lovers. Wow, look at this. You got 3 Major Arcana as the energy for the beginning of the week. And remember, we are under a full moon. Wow. This is wonderful. There is a lot here to say. And remember, Major Arcana, Major Advice. That's why I always give the double knock. All right. So, who's the Empress? The Empress is the divine feminine, right? Is the energy of a 3, that it is creation and growth, right? And the Empress is that mother, that spiritual mother that nurtures us and helps us grow, right? And then we have the World, that it is the end of an important chapter in our lives, right? And then we have the Lovers, that is our love energy, that heart chakra energy, that it is what we align with. So now we have the 3 of them together. The Empress leads the way, as it is the first one, and then the World and the Lovers are the supportive energy right here. So, remembering that we are under that energy of the full moon, the energy tells you you are in a moment of energetic growth, right? There is all this growth and creative energy around you. What does that mean? That not only before we were talking with the Queen of Wands about being intentional, right? This is not only about being intentional, no. This is about understanding that for you, this Monday, right, tomorrow, and also could be Tuesday and even parts of Wednesday, but you are under an energy that makes things grow really, really fast and makes it happen really, really fast. So, knowing that there is this energy around you, right? Remember what is it that you want, um, not only now, but what you want for the next few weeks, or even what you want for the rest of the year. Remember also that we are in the middle of the year right now. So, by being right in that midpoint of the year, it's a good time to assess where am I going? What am I carrying? And here is where the world comes in, because the world is telling you, because we are in the middle of the year, it is time for some things with, after this new moon, with this waning of the energy, to also close a lot of chapters, and it's important chapters, right? Close them, right? And move into things that are more in alignment with you. So, right now, at the beginning of this week, with this full moon energy, is about really becoming clear of what it is that you want, not only for the next few weeks or next month, but also for the next half of the year. It is important to see this time, right? The end of this full moon, this time, because we just passed Lita, that is I'm sorry, the summer solstice, that it is a time to let really go and close some chapters as you embrace what's coming for the second half of the year. It's all about being in alignment, right? So, Spirit's telling you this full moon is important for you, very important around you, right? You got these three major arcanas. So, if you do rituals for the full moon, right, I would really tell you to focus on where you're going for the next 6 months, to do rituals or prayers of aligning your energy and that love energy of your heart chakra, aligning with not only with what you want, but with what's loving and good for you. And remember to close some chapters. Some things from now, I mean, from the beginning of the year until now, it's time to close that chapter, pass that page, let go of, right? So this is what you're going to be thinking about or reflecting on at the beginning of the week. Now, whatever is that you are focusing on Monday with that full moon energy, is you are creating towards creating. We are always creating, but creating in a bigger way. You have the full moon and you have this empress telling you, if before we were talking about intentionality, here I would be really on the lookout about what you're focusing on more than ever, right? On Monday and Tuesday, right? And also what chapters you're closing, and making sure you're grounded and aligning with that love energy of the heart chakra, so you can make choices that are very, very aligned. As I do in the beginning of this video, of putting my hands on the middle of my chest and taking a few deep breaths and saying, I align with that energy of love, I infuse love. Do that a few times during the day, or when you wake up or when you go to bed, right? Mostly these 2 days, because closing chapters, aligning with love and what's good for you, and also knowing that you have this big amplifier more than ever, because it's the full moon and the empress around you. Now let's look at the middle of the week, that you also got 2 cards. And we have, all right, I couldn't see well. All right, so we have the 6 of Wands and we have the 2 of Cups. All right, the 6 of Wands and the 2 of Cups. All right, the Six of Wands is a card of a lot of success, right? It's like a mini the Chariot, I feel, in a way. But the knights could be also like mini chariots. But the Six of Wands is that energy of success, right? And moving into success, right? So this is answering our call for what's in the middle of the week, and then we have the Two of Cups. Now, I want you to see the Two of Cups and the Lovers, right? So we're still talking about a lot of alignment, choices, and emotions here. But the Six of Cups tells you right here in the middle of the week, it is a successful time for you, right? So things that may not be as big as or as life changing as what we are talking here, that is major arcana, because this is minor arcana, but it's saying there are energies of success, of little successes and things that are important, right? So it is about what are some things, and we're not talking in the big scale, but what are some things that are important for you that not only you accomplish, but that you need to do, or you need to finish, or even any tasks, right? So think that there is a lot of success around it, right? But because it is these Six of Wands, you see, it is advancing, it's also that you need to put a little action. So even though it has this energy of success around you, it's saying be a little proactive and do and take steps forward. Then the Two of Cups is also asking you to keep aligning with the things you love, right? Like here, the Lover's card in the grand scheme, because here we were talking about this energy that's going to most likely seem to have an impact on the next 6 months. This is more about in small ways, but keep aligning with love, keep aligning with the things that you care about, right? Allow your emotions to be making the decision more than your intellectual brain right now. And it is not to be foolish. It's when I say let your emotions make the decision, is emotions that are infused with love, not emotions fear, anger. No, no, no. That love feelings, those love emotions, to make the decisions in the middle of the week. And there is this energy of success around you, but it's asking for you to be proactive, right? And the weekend. Let's see. And who answers our call? And look at this. So we're moving into Pentacles, right? And we have this Page of Pentacles. All right. So now, the weekend seems to be more of a practical weekend, right? So here we've had, for you, let's put it all together. We have a week that begins very heavy, heavy in the in heavy may not be the word, like powerful, strong, right? With these three major arcanas telling you that it's a very important full moon period for you. You're in the middle of the year, and it is time to focus on what's going to be growing or coming to life really, really big, growing big, with these. Empress energy cards, right? But it's also time to close chapters, important chapters, and start making more choices and aligning with the things you really want for not only the next few weeks, but the next months, 6 months, right? The middle of the week is telling you success energies around you that is asking you to be proactive, but also to make decisions more with your emotions instead with the coldness of your brain, of your head, but the emotions that love emotion, not other emotions. And the weekend is all about being practical, right? Very practical. This card is all about any tasks that need to be done, perhaps things to do around the house, bills that need to be paid, anything that's a task that needs to be done, or things that you've been putting out. This card is the card of right now is about practicality, right? Practicality, and also understanding that some things need to be in order for things to have space to grow or to happen the way you want. So the weekend is asking you to be practical, to tend to the practical aspects of your life, all right? And is also very positive. So you got very good cards, but now the beginning of the week is starting tomorrow, even tonight, because we're still under the, we're already, even though the full moon is tomorrow, we are under the full moon energy. It's very powerful for you, this full moon, extremely powerful. Close some chapters, put all of your manifestation power into what you want for the next 6 months. Remember to of aligning with what your heart wants, and more success energy towards the middle, right? And still making decisions emotionally with love, and then the weekend to be practical. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this message, as there may be somebody who needs to hear it. Take what resonates, let go of the rest. This is a general reading for the collective, even though we make them interactive. So just take what resonates and let go of the rest. For some is the entire reading, for some is little bits and pieces. So just, and even if it doesn't make sense now, it could make sense later on. And if you're watching this video in the future and it's not the week that it says, you're here for a reason. So if a spirit has brought you here to listen to this video or listen to these messages, there is something for you, really. If not, nothing is coincidence. Now, if you want us to look at your particular situation, the energy forecast on your particular situation, and guidance advice from spirit, I offer private online sessions that can be done from anywhere in the world, right? And they can be done by video call, phone call, or even chat, as well as I have pre-recorded readings. And I offer these services as a board-certified coach and board-certified holistic energy practitioner with a master's in psychology. And I've been a tarotist, a professional tarot reader for 30 years almost. So just know that I bring all of this into my sessions. All right. And if you have any questions, I'm glad to answer, or to see if this is a good fit for you of my sessions and my readings. So just reach out. The links will be in the description below. And please subscribe, get those notifications on. Today we've looked at the energy forecast. Tomorrow, Monday, we'll look at work and career. Tuesdays, we look at love and romance. Wednesdays, we do oracle cards instead of tarot. And Thursdays, we look at chakras and energy, right? And Fridays, we do have the weekend messages again, so just specific for the weekend. So please join me. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Be kind and gentle to yourself, and I'll see you tomorrow. Brightest blessings.